Hi, everybody. Welcome. We're in Sebring getting set for baseball on a Sunday morning. It is the resumption of the originally scheduled games. Of course, because of the weather that came in last night, we had to finish what turned into about an inning's worth of work between South Sumter and Lake Placid. That game over and South Sumter victorious. This one, Marianna and South Sumter. Hi, everybody. Robert Williamson set to bring you the coverage. Marianna decked out in the familiar purple, gray, and white. A little black splashed in as well. Meanwhile, South Sumter, a.k.a. Bushnell, they are decked out in the white, red, black, and gray. Keaton Foster leading things off. Marianna's offense looks this way. The center fielder, Keaton Foster, starting things off. Jordan Broxton, who works defensively in the circle beside the pitching machine, batting second. Cooper Castleberry, the second baseman, is the three-hitter. Shortstop Luke Thomas batting fourth. Right center fielder Stephen Stewart in the 5 spot. Jackson Kent is the catcher batting sixth. Fouled off against the screen by Foster. Bryce Mitchell, the first baseman, has the 7 spot. Third baseman Ben Proctor batting eighth. Landon Cornelius is the left fielder in the 9 hole. Right fielder Tyler White batting 10th. Garrison Mitchell, the 11th hitter. Trayshawn Collins is in that 12 spot for Marianna. Meanwhile, South Sumter has Logan Ward beside the pitching machine. Shot over towards third. Nice diving stop by Craig. Hops up, tries to fire over to first. Not in time, though. And the leadoff guy on for Marianna. But a nice defensive play by Craig at third. And Marianna with a base runner aboard here in the top part of the first. The rest of that South Sumter defense behind the plate, you'll find Hunter Gill. The first baseman is Bubba Boone. As this is rolled slowly towards Craig. Wisely goes to second, gets the lead runner. So Craig, not only a good fielder, knows where to go with the baseball and gets Foster out as Broxton wraps into the 5-4. One away, still a base runner at first for Cooper Castleberry. The rest of that South Sumter defense. You've got Wes Ammons, the player at second. At short, Tyson Lake, Samuel Craig at third. In the outfield, Gabriel McCarty in left. A.J. Tennille, left center. Right center, Gabriel Savalona. And Bryson Mitchell in right field. One away here in the top part of the first. Second game officially of the day, although as we talked about, first game was a resumption, didn't take long. Nice job with the stop by Ward. Fires to second, and then the throw on to first completes the double play. It turns into a 1-6-3 twin killing. And we have played one, and after one, it's an advantage of none. We head to the bottom part of the first. South Sumter coming to bat.
Southern to serve to begin this fitting time. He's got running room. Infield kicks it in. 40. Got one guy to beat, and he beats him easily into the end zone. Watch right here on JockJive.com. Mosley. 20 in the game. Oh, she's been the head coach. So she's done her part for the season.
South Sumter's defense turning the double play to start off the top part of the first. We head to the bottom part of the inning. Let me say thanks so much to the Chateau Elan. And they got some great rates starting at $69. Conveniently located near the Speedway by the airport as well. 888-84 Hotel, the number to call if you'd like more information. So if you're coming down into the Sebring area, be sure to check out the Chateau Elan. And I am taking a stab at what I believe to be maybe the pronunciation, as I mentioned yesterday, though, if you're Talking what I'm good at, redneck, it's Chateau Elon. But nonetheless, great hotel, great place to stay, and you'll enjoy the view, the rates, and it's all there at the Chateau Elon. We head to the bottom part of the first. Tyson Lake starting things off. The shortstop getting South Sumter's offense set for you. Kingston Green is the number 2 hitter. Samuel Craig playing third. Boy, he did a dandy job at third in the top part of the first. He will bat third. Bubba Boone, the first baseman's in the 4th spot. Hunter Gill catching and batting 5th. Gabriel McCarty is the left fielder in the 6th spot. A.J. Tennille is the left center fielder batting 7th. Anthony Sparks in the 8th hole. Wes Ammons playing 2nd, will bat 9th. Gabriel Sabalona is the right center fielder batting 10th. Bryson Mitchell in right field hitting 11th, and Logan Ward is the 12th hitter. Tyson Lake pops it up over into foul territory. Look given by third baseman Ben Proctor. But it was Sell on the other side of the chain link. Marianna's defense, Jordan Broxton beside the pitching machine. Behind the plate is Jackson Kent. Bryce Mitchell at first. The second baseman is Cooper Castleberry. At short, Luke Thomas. The third baseman, Ben Proctor. Shot in the direction of left field. That will drop just inside the foul line. Let's see if it's extra bases for Tyson Lake. On his way to second, he is there standing. And a leadoff double for Tyson Lake for South Sumter. So a base runner on in scoring position. I mentioned that South Sumter, if they win here, they're undefeated in pool play. They're the top seed, and you don't worry about playoff games to determine the number 1 spot. Lose to Marianna, and Marianna, Lake Placid, South Sumter all in the thick of things for the 1 and 2 spots. Toss gets away from Kent, goes to the screen. That's got Lake at third. So South Sumter with a base runner at third here in the bottom part of the first with Kingston Green batting. Shot in the direction of left. By the way, I think that's where I left off while looking at the Marianna defense. In left, Landon Cornelius. Left center is Keaton Foster. Right center, Stephen Stewart. Tyler White's in right. Base runner at third here in the bottom part of the first. Kingston Green batting. Samuel Craig moving to the on-deck circle. Shot over towards third. Proctor can't get to it. Into the mid of Thomas. Thomas with a long throw. And that will pull Mitchell off the bag at first. Lake will come in and score. Green with an infield RBI single. And South Sumter grabbing the 1-0 advantage here in the bottom part of the first. As Kingston Green is the base runner at first. No swing on the opening pitch to Samuel Craig. Well, in case you missed scores from yesterday, in pool play 1, Lake Placid 11-4 over Marianna. As this one is rolled into left field, and Samuel Craig delivers with a single. And a couple of base runners are on. South Sumter 25-zip over West Seminole. Marianna a 14-4 winner over West Seminole. And then in the game that was completed this morning, South Sumter 12-2 over Lake Placid. 2 games slated for today, Marianna and South Sumter, and this one Lake Placid and West Seminole in the noontime matchup. There are slots available at 3 and 5 to determine places if necessary. This game will have a bearing on that, so will the next game. If South Sumter wins this one, Lake Placid beats West Seminole, you got 1 and 2 decided. If there is a victory by Marianna over South Sumter, still have a Lake Placid win over West Seminole, then you got 3 teams tied for the top spot. Get a Marianna victory and a West Seminole win over Lake Placid. Then, let's see, I guess you are looking at 2 teams tied for the top spot. in Marianna and South Sumter. Popped up by Bubba Boone over towards left. That will pop out of the mid of Cornelius. Goes towards the foul line. Green rounding third, coming home. Craig given the green light at third, too. On his way to third is Boone. Says, heck, why stop there? Hands home, 3 runs play. And South Sumter grabs a 4-zip lead here in the bottom of the first. So Lake, Green, Craig, and Boone have all come to the plate. And Lake, Green, Craig, and Boone have all rounded the bases and come home. It's a 4-zip score for South Sumter as Hunter Gill steps in. Gabriel McCarty moving to the on-deck circle. All grass infield with the exception of around the bases. There is a solid shot into right field by Hunter Gill. And Gill making the big turn, turns 1 into 2. So a base runner in scoring position, that is Hunter Gill, with nobody gone here in the bottom part of the first. The max of runs per inning, with the exception being the 6th, is 7. And right now, South Sumter with a little better than half that.
Now is number 9,
Gabriel McCarty coming to the plate. A.J. Tennille to follow. No swing on the first pitch. With the pitch, Gill heads towards third. Throw winds up in left field. Gill will hop up, come to the house, and South Sumter leads it by 5. So McCarty stepped into the box with 1 base runner aboard. 1 pitch later, that runner comes in. And there's nobody on for McCarty. Fouls it back this direction and out of play. Well, the iPhone weather app says weather today should be very similar to a day ago. Should be nice until we get into the afternoon. Right now it says 5 o'clock, 30% chance of rain. Well, I think that's exactly what it said this time of the morning yesterday. 86 currently in Sebring. Humidity at 70%, wrapped over to third. Proctor's got it, lob across the diamond, and that won't be in time. McCarty is on. Feels like 94. There is a 20% chance of showers overall today, but again, that threat of rain better around 5 o'clock.
Now number 41, Anthony Sparks.
A.J. Tennille coming to the plate.
Sorry, number 5, A.J. Tennille.
As McCarty is the base runner over at first. I love the reaction of these youngsters. If we don't get their names right, you get to the high school and college level, you never really know who's in the box. They just don't pay any attention. But these youngsters are like, wait a minute, I'm not Anthony Sparks, I don't think. It is A.J. Tennille. Well, the runner apparently left early, so McCarty is told to go back to first. And Tennille will await. No swing on the pitch. Runner again goes, and this time safely at second is McCarty. Used to be a band back in the 70s that I'm sure none of these youngsters remember, Captain and Tennille. I think it was the same spelling, T-E-N-N-E-L-L, rolled to Broxton. Comes out of the circle to make the defensive play. Throws over to first, not in time. McCarty with a big turn at third. Meanwhile, Mitchell focused on McCarty, and that allows Tennille to go to second. So a couple of base runners on for Anthony Sparks. Wes Ammons moves to the on-deck circle. If the 2 base runners on score, we will head to the top of the second. Got a max of 7 per inning. No swing. On the pitch, throw back to Broxton, and coming in to score from third is McCarty. And the South Sumter lead grows to 6, with A.J. going to third. So now it is Tennille that we're focused on. If the guy at third comes in and scores, then we wrap up the bottom part of the first and head to Thomas, Stewart, and Kent, the 4, 5, and 6 hitters for Marianna in the top of the second. Marianna hosting, by the way, as that shot is off Broxton. Rolls over towards short, retrieved by Thomas. Coming in from third is Tennille, and that will put an end to the bottom of the first. 7 runners plate, all 7 that came to the plate prior to the Sparks at bat coming in to score. 7-zip South Sumter as we head to the top of the second.
Infield kicks it in, 40, got one guy to beat, and he beats him easily into the end zone.
Watch right here on JockJive.com.
Mosley, now with 20 in the game. Well, she's been the head coach, but she's done her part for the season. We head to the top of the second. Luke Thomas starting things off for Marianna. Stephen Stewart, Jackson Kent, 2 up in the inning, 2. Two-hopper goes into the mid of Craig at third across the diamond with a throw. And it will be in time to get Luke Thomas. So the 5-3 put out has out number 1 here in the second. Well, again, our view to the right side impeded. There is a roof that is over the head of fans watching the game down the first base line, so I can't see first, second, or part of right field. So I'm trying to give you the play based on fan reaction, which I guess isn't always accurate when I can't see the official. The official often to the third base side of second, so you can see his call. But at other times, he's over on the first base side of second. Stephen Stewart with Jackson Kent to follow. Stewart will wrap it towards short. Charging in is late. Grabs, fires a rocket over to first. And Stewart out on the 6-3. So 2 quick outs here in the top part of the second with Jackson Kent coming to the plate. Bryce Mitchell moving to the on-deck circle. I mentioned the forecast says maybe some rain in the afternoon, about a 30% chance at 5. Those clouds maybe moving in a little earlier than they did yesterday, or maybe not. I mean, there's nothing ominous currently, but when we began the day, and really not much of anything in the way of clouds. Now I do have some clouds beginning to build as it is rolled foul by Jackson Kent. 7-zip score, South Sumter planting a total of 7 runs in the bottom part of the first. Lake, Green, Craig, Boone, Gill, McCarty, and Tennille all coming in to score. No swing on the pitch to Jackson Kent. Definitely one more game to go here on Field 4, Elks Field in Sebring, Lake Placid and West Seminole. But this one and the next one will determine whether We've got baseball on field 4 at 3 and 5 this afternoon. Swing and a miss by Jackson Kent. He will go down the side, retired in order in the top part of the second. We head to the bottom part of the inning. The advantage is 7. It belongs to South Sumter. And they're coming to bat after this.
Southern to serve to begin this time. He's got running room. Infield kicks it in. 40. Got one guy to beat, and he beats him easily into the end zone.
Watch right here on JockJive.com.
Mosley, now 20 in the game. Well, she's been the head coach. But she's done her part for the season.
Up first is Wes Simmons.
Bottom of the second, Wes Hammond starting things off. Gabriel Sabalona, Bryson Mitchell due up in the inning too. A 7-zip South Sumter lead. Marianna got a base hit in the first, but the double play turned it into a 3-up, 3-down first inning. Second inning, the same as 3 go to the plate and 3 go down. Here we go with the bottom part of the inning. Slow roller towards second. Castleberry will field. Throw over to first, and it's in time to get Wes Ammons. One away for Gabriel Sabalona.
Up now, number 22, Gabriel Sabalona.
And the Marianna faithful happy with the out. No swing on the opening pitch to Sabalona. South Sumter unbeaten in pool play. Of course, the top 2 teams from both pools into bracket play high into the air, and that will sail into foul territory. Away from a backtracking Ben Proctor. Shot right at the shortstop. Thomas Cantfield goes into left field. And Gabriel Sabalona on with a hot shot and turns 1 into 2. Travels into second. Bryson Mitchell coming to the plate with a base runner in scoring position for South Sumter.
Up now, number 13,
Here in the bottom part of the inning. And don't forget about liking us on Facebook, following us on Twitter, trying to get to 10,000 Facebook likes. You can go to the homepage of JockJive.com. Follow the shortcuts to both Facebook and Twitter, or just go to Facebook, put JockJive Sports in the search engine, or on Twitter at JockJive. Lots of reasons to be following us. Keep you updated on everything that we are doing. Plus, yesterday's a good example as to why you want to like us on Facebook. We keep you updated on resumption of play as that one is deposited into right field by Mitchell. Sabalona rounding third, coming home. He will score. It's an RBI single for Bryson Mitchell. And the South Sumter lead now 8. Logan Ward stepping into the batter's box, then back to the top of the order as Tyson Lake awaits. But definitely follow us on Facebook. You know how the social media thing works. Opportunity for you, too, to provide input, cheer on your team, and get additional information, too. Facebook and Twitter. And if you do it, you don't have to close out the browser that's got you the game coverage. You can just open up a brand new one, quickly like and follow, and then get back to the game. No swing on the pitch to Logan Ward. Couple of pitches as Mitchell takes second. And is now in scoring position here in the bottom of the second. Well, you do have several things that could end the game before the 6th inning. Mercy rules applied after 3 and 4, 15 after 3, 4 innings. You got to have a 10-run lead. Nice backhand by shortstop Thomas. Goes over to first. Will get the out of Ward. Meanwhile, the third goes Mitchell. So the 6-3 putout's got Ward to third as Mitchell with 2 away.
Down number 44, Tyson Lake.
Tyson Lake coming to the plate. Lake with a double and a run scored. That happened in the first. Kinston Green moving to the on-deck circle. By the way, there's plenty of other AA pitch machine games going on as we speak in the B division. One game in progress. This is popped up on the infield, and Broxton will make the catch. 5 go to the plate, 3 go down, 1 left on, 1 scores. It's an 8-zip ball game as we head to the top of the third. Marianna coming to bat when we return to Sebring and the AA pitch machine state tournament.
Infield, kicks it in, 40, got one guy to beat, and he beats him easily into the end zone.
Watch right here on JockJive.com.
Mosley, now with 20 in the game. Well, she's been the head coach. But she's done her part for the season.
We head to the top of the third. Bryce Mitchell starting things off. Ben Proctor, Landon Cornelius due up
Number 8,
for Marianna as well. Marianna with a bit of a moral victory in the bottom of the second. 1-run plates. That was after a 7-run first inning. So the Marianna faithful happy with the bottom part of the second now, hoping for runs in the top part of the third. Fielded it short by Lake, and his throw over to first in time to get Mitchell. 1 away for Ben Proctor. Meanwhile, South Sumter, well, they've had plenty to cheer about. 8 runs have plated and some very tough defense, including the double play. One of few turned today. I think the second, or not today, but in the tournament. I believe the double play that ended the top of the first, just the second one turned here on field 4 in the tournament. Had one yesterday. And had the double play here in the first in this one. Ben Proctor at the plate here in the top of the third. Landon Cornelius moving to the on-deck circle. Swing and a miss by Proctor. In traditional play, the 1 and 2 teams go, if I'm understanding things correctly. So if you get to the championship game, you go to the World Series. 1 would go as the representative of Florida for the pitch machine, the other as a rep for coach pitch. And I think the one team goes as the machine pitch champ and state rep, and the two team goes as the state of Florida representative for coach pitch, as it is fouled out of play by Proctor. One away, nobody aboard, top of the third, 8-zip South Sumter score. And, of course, in the B division, you want that state title because the B division teams don't go. They have opted to play in the B division and settle for a state championship. Roll towards third. Craig Fields over to first with a throw and gets Proctor on the 5-3. Two gone for Landon Cornelius. Both the AA and Pitch Machine World Series events, though, played in Cleveland, Mississippi this year. Happens the 29th of July. So win here, and you've got about 3 weeks to prepare, maybe a little better than 3, for the World Series in Mississippi. And, of course, we will be there. Cornelius almost got a piece of his on-deck hitter, Tyler White. White looking into the dugout going, Coach, can I wear the catcher's shin guards while I'm on deck? That one just about got a piece of White. But we will be in Cleveland, Mississippi for the World Series. Also for the World Series events for AAA majors in Ozone as that one is fouled by Cornelius. And those World Series events happen in Oxford, Alabama. By the way, yesterday confirmed that we will be down in Spring Hill, Florida, starting on Friday night. There's a swing and a miss by Cornelius. And that'll be for the State Junior Boys and Dixie Boys tournament in Spring Hill. 3 up, 3 down. In the third, we go to the bottom part of the inning. South Sumter with the 8-zip lead. Coming to bat with Green, Craig, and Boone. The 2, 3, and 4 spots due up.
Southern to serve to begin this one. He's got running room. Infield kicks it in. 40. Got one guy to beat, and he beats him easily into the end zone.
One right here on JockJive.com.
Mosley. Play of the day. Well, she's been the head coach, but she's done her part for the season.
South Sumter, you've met the participation requirements.
Kingston Green starts off the bottom of the third. Samuel Craig, Bubba Boone, 2 up in the inning, 2. An 8-zip contest. Green with an RBI single in the first. He scored a run in the first as well. South Sumter trying to put a lid on it. Grab that number 1 spot and head into bracket play as the top team in Pool 1. There is a solid shot to left, but in foul territory and out of play. A couple of pitches to Green, and Green will trot back to the box, pick up the stick, and await another toss. South Sumter's got that very potent combination of very good defense and some pretty good offense as well. Leading an 8-zip, 7 runs plated in the first, got a run in the second, did South Sumter. Samuel Craig, Bubba Boone also due up in the inning. Here is pitch number 3. 2 more if he wishes for Green. When you get to the 4th for Marianna, White, Mitchell, and Collins, 10, 11, and 12 due up. This one is deposited into center field. And Kingston Green with a leadoff single to start the 3rd for South Sumter. So a base runner aboard as Samuel Craig comes to the plate. Well, don't forget, if you are a sports junkie, then 24/7 you need to come to JockJive. Whether it's live or archived, you get it right here. Multiple channels with multiple sporting events from practically every level. Youth sports, high school, college, junior college. Kingston Green picking up 2nd on the toss to the plate, now in scoring position for Samuel Craig. I mentioned in the summer, the World Series events in DYB also picked up the Florida Dixie Boys and Dixie Boys State Tournament in Spring Hill starting next Friday. We'll be in Alabama, in Andalusia and Troy for the Ozone and AAA State Tournaments. Got SWAC Media Day in Birmingham on the 14th. As it is rolled over towards first by Craig. Retrieved by Bryce Mitchell, and he will get to the bag ahead of Craig. Green goes to 3rd. 1 away with Bubba Boone coming to the plate.
Number 42, Bubba Boone.
Bubba Boone reached on an error. A high fly ball to left field. Cornelius couldn't bring it in near the foul line. Bounced out of the mid-travel to the warning track. And Boone got all the way to 3rd, eventually came in and scored, was part of that 7-run first inning for South Sumter. One away, 1 aboard here in the bottom of the 3rd. South Sumter has plated runs in every inning. Driven foul by Boone. Well, I passed along scores from Pool 1. Let's get you updated on other scores. Pool 2 went this way yesterday. Sebring 14-zip over West Volusia. Bartow beats Spring Hill American 8-6. And then knocks off West Volusia 12-4. There's a solid shot into left field. And that will drive in Green. And Sebring a 6-2 winner over Spring Hill American. That's Pool 2 scores from a day ago. Boone picking up the RBI. Drives in Green. Hunter Gill comes to the plate. And now a 9-0 contest. And Jackson Kent hearing from Coach. Hunter Gill had a single and a run scored in the first inning. 1 away here in the bottom of the 3rd. And obviously that runner at first becomes very concerning for Marianna. We mentioned there are mercy rules, 15 after 3, 10 after 4. If you plate the runner at first, here in the bottom of the 3rd, Marianna's got to score in the top of the 4th, or there will be no bottom part of the inning. And that runner is now back in scoring position as Boone goes to 2nd on the toss. Well, now he's sent back to 1st. So apparently Boone left early. You cannot leave the bag and head for the next bag until the ball crosses home plate. It did then, and Boone is safely at 2nd now. So a pitch coming, and apparently that is a high toss. I think that was a no pitch. Heard the coach mention that we were going to send a toss to see where the pitch was, and now the umpire has come out. And apparently there is going to be an adjustment on the machine before the at-bat continues for Hunter Gill. Gabriel McCarty moving to the on-deck circle, but the Gill at-bat won't continue until the pitching machine is readjusted. Well, I mentioned all the stuff that we're doing this summer. Also tossed into the youth sports, we're doing the Dixie Baseball World Series. Their Final Four in the 15U, the junior and Dixie boys, and the majors and pre-majors. Also heading out to Ephrata, Washington for the third time in 4 years for the Babe Ruth World Series. And, of course, in the fall, ton of stuff. Georgia Military College football, Tuskegee football, SWAC football, basket. I make that, I think, the fall football, volleyball, and soccer. Also the ACCC game of the week and lots of high school stuff. So make frequent stops by JockJive.com. Machine adjusted. And Hunter Gill back into the box and apparently likes what he sees when the machine drops it into right field. Boone told to go home. Meanwhile, going to second is Gill. It's now a 10-0 South Sumter lead. So the Gill double brings in another run. And South Sumter now leads it by 10. Well, there's been a lot of coaching going on where Jackson Kent, the catcher, is concerned, and he responds there. Throws down to third to make sure that Gill doesn't get a free pass over to the bag 60 feet away. Bunted foul by McCarty. And McCarty will make the U-turn, come back to the plate, pick up the stick, and get ready for another pitch. A.J. Tennille moving to the on-deck circle. The base runner at third, make that at second, is Hunter Gill. Slowly rolled towards second, Castleberry. Trying to run it over to first. And McCarty is safely on the bag. Meanwhile, Gill goes to third. Runners on the corners for A.J. Tennille. Tennille with a single and a run scored in the first. Anthony Sparks moves to the on-deck circle. Showing bunt, offering at it, Tennille. And it's 0-1. Big hats off, by the way, to the staff here at Sebring, as again it is bunting foul. Great job of prepping these fields in between games and making sure everything is orderly, smooth, and efficient. Also a big hats off to Tony Smith, Brian Cox, representatives of Dixie baseball in the state of Florida here in Sebring, fouled off by Tennille. Two-strike count on Tennille with a couple of base runners aboard. Those base runners now both in scoring position as it is fouled off again by Tennille. Anthony Sparks moving to the on-deck circle. Top of the fourth for Marianna. It is do or die time. Tyler White, Garrison Mitchell, Trayshawn Collins will come to the plate. The lead has grown to 10, and there you got the out over at first with a shot over towards Mitchell. Tennille out number 2, but in to score from third is Gill while McCarty goes to third. Well, right now, South Sumter is dictating how many runs Marianna will have to score to stay in the game. Right now, they're going to have to score 2 runs in the 4th to send it to the bottom part of the inning. No swing on the pitch to Sparks. 7 runs in the first, a run in the second, 3 thus far in the third for South Sumter. Wrapped right back to Broxton, gets the leg of the machine, which means McCarty will have to go back to third. And Sparks will wind up with a single at first. Two gone, 2 on, 3 in. An 11-zip score, South Sumter here in the bottom of the third. Wes Ammons moving to the on-deck circle as Anthony Sparks gets ready to step back into the box. And to wait another pitch. Actually, that is Ammons who is in the box, and Sabalona, the guy that traveled over to the on-deck circle. Sparks going to second. And now in scoring position for Wes Ammons. Ammons wrapped into the 4-3 in the second. He was the first out of the inning, tries to bunt his way aboard. Here's the pitch as the right-hander awaits. Swing and a miss by Ammons. And there's 2 strikes on Wes Ammons. Gabriel Sabalona awaits on deck. McCarty, the base runner, at third. Sparks is at second. South Sumter trying to go unbeaten in pool play. And that is the 4th pitch or the 5th. I don't know if the umpire... Okay, he's indicating 5 on this one. So that was the 4th. And this will be pitch number 5 to Wes Ammons. Swings, misses, out goes Ammons. Leaves a couple of base runners aboard. But 3 runs will plate. And we will head to the top of the 4th with Marianna in need of at least 2 to extend the game beyond the top part of the inning.
Southern to serve to begin this one. He's got running room. Infield kicks it in. 40. Got one guy to beat, and he beats him easily into the end zone.
Watch right here on JockJive.com.
Mosley, now 20 in the game. She's been the head coach. But she's done her part for the season. We head to the top of the 4th. Tyler White starting things off. Garrison Mitchell, Trayshawn Collins. Marianna's got to have a couple of runs to extend this to the bottom of the 4th. It's an 11-run lead, and of course, the mercy rule would be implemented after 4, and that mercy rule is a 10-run advantage. So right now, the lead is better than 10. So Tyler White, Garrison Mitchell, and Trayshawn Collins charged with the responsibility of extending the top part of the 4th. Rolled off the end of the stick for White over into foul territory. South Sumter, 7 runs in the first, plated 1 in the second, got 3 in the third. lead it by 11. White, his first at-bat of the game, comes here in the fourth, shoots it over towards second. Ammons lobs it to first and gets White on the 4-3. One away for Garrison Mitchell. And now Marianna needing to muster up those couple of runs and start with Mitchell and Collins with one away. Marianna with a leadoff base hit in the first from Keaton Foster. And that's been it. Looking for another base hit from their 11-hitter Garrison Mitchell as Trayshawn Collins moves to the on-deck circle. Coach giving some adjustments, moving Mitchell back a bit in the box, takes a big cut. One more game in pool play left. There's another big cut from Mitchell. That is Lake Placid and West Seminole. South Sumter with a victory here, as again the pitching machine apparently needs adjusting. But coming in, South Sumter unbeaten. They will remain unbeaten if this score holds. That would make them 3-0 in pool play. Marianna with a loss would fall to 1-2. Lake Placid is taking on a West Seminole squad that has already lost a couple of games. They are 0-2. Lake Placid has beaten Marianna, lost to South Sumter, so they are 1-1. So if this score holds, South Sumter becomes the top team. Marianna and West Seminole would have a chance if West Seminole beats Lake Placid. If Lake Placid knocks off West Seminole, then they would grab the 2 spot. South Sumter would be the 1 team, and you have no playoffs. So a lot resting on the next matchup. Lake Placid and West Seminole slated for a noontime game, which is about 1 hour away. Well, still readjusting the machine. And apparently still just a little bit outside. Will it become as a surprise to you how affordable it is to have JockJive Sports provide coverage of your sporting events or sports team with quality streaming, offering a national and international platform to show off your school or sport. We produce everything from youth sports to the NCAA Division I, literally from every part of the country, large productions or small, tiny venues or huge. We can and have done them all. To put JockJive Sports to work for you, email info@jockjive.com. Info, I-N-F-O, @jockjive.com. Well, apparently there is some extracurricular activity going on another field. And we don't know if that is of a medical nature or another problem. But obviously something is going on another diamond that has gotten a huge number of fans. And apparently it's a fight that has broken out. Well, we're going to take a break here and see what's going on there after this.
Southern to serve to begin this time. He's got running room. Infield kicks it in. 40. Got one guy to beat, and he beats him easily into the end zone.
Watch right here on JockJive.com.
Well, we have received verification. It's bad news from the standpoint of it is an injury. Good news is that it was not a fight of any sort, but bad news is an injury, and hopefully the injury not severe. So I'm getting indications from people up here in the box as to is it so apparently not bad. And there are trainers in the facility, and looks like maybe it is a problem that can be corrected quickly. Boy, just from our vantage point, we're on the opposite side of the diamond, and you see everybody clear and start running to one side. You're thinking one of two things. Either you got a melee going on the other field, or you have got something in the way of an injury. And it was, as it turns out, to be an injury, but apparently not of the substance necessary to, well, I'm still seeing golf carts reacting and apparently going onto the diamond. Based on the fact that play is resuming, maybe not as serious as initially indicated, but there still is activity that indicates they are tending to whatever injury occurred. And I'm not sure if it was to a player or coach, but since it was on the field, you would assume player, and now I'm getting confirmation it was a player. And apparently a collision around home plate on another field. So that matter being tended to, and while they do that, we get back to our baseball here, and Garrison Mitchell delivering with a shot into right field, and he will get on. That is the second Marianna base hit of the game. As Trayshawn Collins steps into the batter's box. Marianna in need of runners and runs. They've got to have a couple of runs to extend the game into the bottom part of the fourth. Slowly rolled towards third. Throw goes to second in time, and we'll get the lead runner, Garrison Mitchell. So Collins wrapping into the 5-4 for out number 2, and now the pressure is put on Keaton Foster. Foster had a single in the first, but it's up to him as far as keeping Marianna's solid hopes alive. There's still a chance, obviously, that they get in. They've got to count on a West Seminole victory over Lake Placid if they lose this one to get into bracket play. South Sumter with a victory would be assured of the top spot in Pool 1. Popped up, foul territory, and it's too close to the screen to be catchable by Samuel Craig. Two gone, top of the fourth. Marianna needs the runner at first, Trayshawn Collins, and needs the hitter, Keaton Foster. South Sumter trying to finish pool play at 3-0. Swing and a miss by Foster. His at-bat over, the game will end as well. As the 10-run rule makes it a South Sumter victory, they will finish pool play at 3-0. Marianna falls to 1-2. And now Marianna's got to hope for a West Seminole victory over Lake Placid in the noontime game to have a shot at advancing to bracket play on Monday. Thanks so much for watching our coverage. This one goes final. It is a victory that belongs to South Sumter as they defeat Marianna 11-0. Don't forget, follow us on Facebook, like us on Twitter, or vice versa as well. Game about to be archived. More baseball coming from Sebring at noon, and of course, games ongoing. Check it out, the B-Division game in progress. The one that was slated for a 6:30 start last night, in progress today. All here on JockJive.com. Robert Williamson saying so long for now.